This incoming White House counsel to President-elect Donald Trump, Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne, good evening. Good to see you tonight.
Hi, Martha. Congratulations on your show.
Thank you. It's great to have you here on night one as we go through the first 100 days of the Trump presidency. But, you know, the question that was raised in Ed's piece is a valid one. Why did President-elect Donald Trump sort of mix it up here? I mean, he could have let this pass, and it wouldn't have been the lead story on every broadcast tonight.
Oh, something else would have been the lead story in every broadcast tonight then, Martha. Look, let me just say again, I said it on Fox yesterday, it needs to be repeated. Congressman Lewis is a civil rights and voting rights legend, icon. He has his place in history, and he deserves that, and we all respect that. That's why it's disappointing to have somebody with that platform go out and say a president who was legitimately elected and is his president and all of our president, that he somehow was not elected fairly and squarely. Your show is about the next 100 days, but these conversations tend to be about the last 100 days. And that's not healthy for our body politic. We will end this week with a new president who won 306 electoral votes. It wasn't close. It was not a squeaker. You can ask Brian Fallon why they spent more money in Georgia and Arizona than they did in Michigan and Wisconsin, two states that she lost because they were caught unaware. You know, on good days we were ignored, on most days we were mocked. But we responded with a master communicator, brilliant connector, Donald Trump, with the American people. Now, Donald Trump calls himself a counterpuncher. He does not draw first blood. That was the case here too. You can respect Congressman Lewis's vaunted place in our history and still defend yourself and wonder why in a week that starting off a week where you end up being the president of the United States, he has to say that about your election. The Hillary people have tried every excuse, Jim Comey, Russian hacking.
Understood. But, you know, when you look at this list, Kellyanne, of 33 congressmen and women who are not going to show up, I mean, what is Donald Trump, what's his response to that? You know, when you look at this situation with him, you know, is he disheartened by that? Does it make him angry? Does he call them up? Does he say, you know, look, let's get together and fix this?
I was with him today. He wasn't angry at all. In fact, he was very heartened that the son of Martin Luther King Jr. would be with him for what Martin Luther King III said today was a, quote, constructive conversation, that he would be with him on the day, the national holiday that honors his father's legacy and his father's movement. And so that is the way Donald Trump is celebrating Martin Luther King Day. He met with the son, and his son came out and told the media, Martha, that they had a great conversation. He thinks that both sides were a little in the heat of the moment on the other issue you're mentioning, and that moving forward, we have to work to solve the problems of our nation. Something that you will hear as a theme from Donald Trump this week, inauguration week, and you will know from moment one of his presidency, he's a man of action. And let me say something else. Martin Luther King III today said that his father would be very dismayed to see 50 to 60 million people in poverty. Right. We agree. President Trump and Vice President Pence agree, and we as a nation need to do something about that. Apparently, Americans didn't have confidence that Hillary Clinton would do much to help that, the 50, 60 million people in poverty. We hope that these Democratic members of Congress reconsider. They are certainly welcome to the inauguration. Right. If they want to contact any of us, they're welcome to do that. I would note that it was Governor Pence of Indiana who was the only Republican governor to go. He went to President Obama's inauguration. Maybe he was previewing the platform for himself 4 years later, but he went to show respect, and he went to honor our president.
And that's certainly the tradition that we've had. I want to get one more question in here with you about health care and the promise that Donald Trump has made to insure everybody and to lower premiums and to make it much cheaper for people. Just outlines at this point. When are we going to see some hard facts on this plan, Kellyanne?
Well, those of us who work on the inside here have seen those hard facts and have seen those plans. The Republicans themselves have come up with 9 different plans over time because their constituents are so desperate to have something that is truly affordable and accessible with higher quality and lower premiums, more access and more choices. The Affordable Care Act has not worked for many Americans. And for those who do rely upon it for care, Donald Trump has promised them you will not go without care as we make this transition from a government-run health care program that was pushed through in a partisan manner, the only entitlement in our history that's been pushed through without a single vote from the other side, because Nancy Pelosi famously said you have to pass the bill to know what's in it. Yeah. I think the Republicans thought it'd probably be better to know what's in it. So you'll be able to buy across state lines. Donald Trump, the president-elect, said this weekend, Martha, that he will have the drug companies competing, forcing them to compete on this pricing. Yeah. We will grant Medicaid to the states so that those who are closest to the people can administer it. So those principles are there. The plan is being worked on, and he has promised to repeal and replace it in quick succession. That's really the key here, not let it linger.
Big agenda for the first 100 days. Thanks for starting them here with us, Kellyanne. Good to see you tonight. Thank you.